Hey everyone, AC here. This is going to be my final devlog for Turscar Isle. I'm officially wrapping up production on it. The release date's been pulled forward to the 2nd of July. It'll be available for about €6 on both Steam and itch.io. I was going to do the 10th, but I discovered that a remaster of Assassin's Creed Black Flag comes out on the 9th, so yeah, it's time to bring it forward. And it's not like I have much else to do anyway. Looking back on development, the biggest problem I had in this was just getting the lighting to work. Getting it to look bright enough or dark enough, while still bright enough for the player to see, but just dark enough that it'd be plausible that these bots can't see the player. Probably looks pretty dark here, and it is. Well, there's also going to be some light shafts coming in through those roofs, those windows in the ceiling, skylights, whatever they are. Yeah, that was the biggest issue I had on this. Pathfinding was a bit janky as well. Bots kept getting stuck, and it seems to happen a lot on this particular sector here, the hub. They do have a teleport to get themselves out of it, but it looks weird, and they even acknowledge in-universe that it's janky. I know, I probably could spend months trying to get that to work. It's something that's good enough. What actually works pretty well was feature flags. So the demo and the release version are more or less aligned. The demo version doesn't have all the same features though. This is something that bit me a bit on Turret Battler. They diverged quite a bit. I'll probably do a little tutorial on how to do that at some point, but no promises yet. So writing the lore and Turscar propaganda was probably the most fun part of this. I really like writing. And my voice acting as the spammers, predator leader sucks. I think that fits, because they're spammers, they're supposed to be hateable.
Oh, don't interrupt my neighbors.
I had also a bit more content than I planned to. I had planned to do a post-release content, which was adding an additional way out via the undertunnel here in the hub that is down here. It adds a couple more sectors to get through. Nothing fancy, just gives you another way out of things. I also added the Escape from Turscar Isle level, where you start in the cell block as an escaping prisoner who doesn't have any equipment, so it's just pure stealth, pure movement. Tweaked a few things to go with that elsewhere. More of a challenge for those who want to do it. I didn't get around to adding some more equipment upgrades like sharper knives or flashbang upgrades. They might come post-release, maybe if I can think of anything else to add. One thing that didn't work out too well were smoke bombs. I just could not get them to work properly. Get them to the same place and block line of sight while attracting attention. Because if you see smoke going up, you're going to check it out. And another thing that worked out very well was Irish localization. Wait, Céfág an Yarna sin? Well, Turscar focail Gaeilge éith, ní Turscar. Tá sé sin spam as Gaeilge. Let's come. Agus tá mé tá sé gláir clic nua as Gaeilge? Well, tá deis nua agat. Tá mér go a chuid Gaeilge agus mar sin bheag mé chola sin a dhéanamh. Snasta punca is é an animatá acu. Tá mad se bheith glóric ar gácht? Well, banú sé jasú. Master? My Irish is a bit rusty. I basically paid a company to do the Irish localization for me because, well, I made a stab at it myself and wasn't great. So, where am I going next? Got 2, possibly 3 potential projects kicking around my skull. One is Fomorian Company, a tower defense game with stealth elements. You're basically conducting ambushes in an alternative World War I as some orcs, snake people, and things like that. Second one is Starship Door Control. If you've ever played FTL Faster Than Light, you'll probably know what I mean by tactical door usage. If you haven't, and you should, it's a great game, you will spend a lot of time upgrading your starship's doors just to hinder intruders, fires, whatever. What about a game based entirely around that? You're a security officer aboard a starship, dispatching repair teams, security teams, or just sealing doors to hinder intruders and hazards. And the third potential idea is, I'm going to call this Jump Jank Shooter. Basically, a first-person shooter with mouse control placed entirely by the arrow keys for rotation, and jumping and shooting share a key. That last one, kind of inspired by this very, I'm not going to say buggy, a broken Xbox controller I had back in the day, where somehow it ends up, after I dropped it, ends up mapping the triggers to the same aim input. So I ended up having to jump and shoot at the same time in Halo. I have one specific memory of me just jumping over a rocket that my brother launched at me, and I think I beat him or shot him. But basically, just using the ludicrously overpowered pistol that Halo CE had. So, a game all around that, where you don't use a mouse for fine control, you just use the arrow keys to rotations at about 5-degree increments. Probably a stupid idea, but we'll see how that goes, if I ever do it. I also have a couple of writing projects on the side. Early chapters of those are available on Patreon and Ko-fi, so support me there if you can. One of those is The Iceline Nightmare, undead biker gangs in the vein of the original Mad Max in Skyrim as a Western. Sound interesting? Well, it's a sequel to my previous novella, Remission Switch. The other one is Salonia Sorcerers, urban fantasy set in a Venice-like city where 3 unstable young mages are exiled to a mental hospital just as the police are grappling with a rush of unexplained deaths. Yeah, sounds pretty grim, but I'm gonna give the kids a happier ending. Well, that was a quick devlog. So to reiterate, Turscar Isle comes out on the 2nd of July, be €6 on Steam and itch.io. That's it from me. I'll see you in the next one, wherever it is. Bye for now.